delinquency case against former SAA Chair Dudu Myeni is expected to resume in the High Court today. The hearing was expected to begin earlier this month, but was delayed on several occasions due to Myeni pleading poverty and saying she could not afford to attend her trial. Newzroom Africa's Pelane Phakgadi is at the High Court in Pretoria. We're cross live to him now. Pelane, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. Of course, this hearing has suffered numerous delays. We've heard about how Dudu Myeni has pleaded poverty, saying that she doesn't have the money to travel to address this hearing. And now we're hearing that with or without her, the process will resume. What can you tell us?
Well, of course, I mean, whether it helped or not, today, under the scorching sun here in Pretoria, I tell you that the trial of the delinquency case against her is set to continue. As you can see right behind me already, the outer supporters are already here, picketing outside the old Pretoria High Court, the Palace of Justice. That's the name of the place that we are here, just adjacent the current High Court of Pretoria. And of course, I mean, calling her all sorts of names, they're saying that she's a culprit of state capture and she should be prosecuted. And one of the other things that we can also tell you about the delinquency case against her is that, well, outer in the SAA and the South African Pilot Association are literally trying to put her down and out completely, because if you are declared a delinquent, it means that all other companies that you hold directorship of, they will be terminated and null and void, meaning that if Dudu Myeni is making a career of being a director of several companies, including hers, she will no longer be fit to hold that particular position, because she will be declared a delinquent. And the delinquency is of course, as a result of the alleged 16 billion rand that has gone missing during her tenure as SAA board chairperson, and the allegations of corruption in there. And of course, you would have heard at the State Capture Commission. But just here, just to show you a bit, I'll ask Barbara to show you. It says that prosecute state capture culprits, that is from outer, as people make their way inside the court here. And we're expecting Wayne Duvenage to be part of the people that come through here. That's the chair, that is the CEO of outer organization undoing tax abuse, and as well as the SA Pilots Association. So today we're expecting the trial to go on with or without her, despite 3 times that she missed to appear in court, saying that she could not afford coming through all the way from KZN to Pretoria, and that she could not afford legal representation, while the 3rd time her new legal representation had asked that there be more time.
Now, Pelane, we also heard in June this year former finance boss Phumeza Natsi from SAA speaking about how she feared for her life and describing the way that Myeni operated, speaking about how they were often asked to do illegal processes and you know, conduct themselves in an illegal manner. In terms of the kind of leadership, I mean, you've mentioned the 16 billion rand under Myeni's watch, but when we look at the leadership and the conduct of Dudu Myeni as the chair of SAA, what are the most you know, factors that stand out in terms of this trial?
Well, I think that's what brings us here now, Mpo, because organization undoing tax abuse is very much keen on finding out and having that declaration order against her that she is a delinquent. And then over the tenure as SAA chairperson, board chairperson that is, she had underseen a lot of alleged corrupt activities. And then she also allowed the environment to be prone to not only looting, but as well, as you can see, that the state entity is currently down on its knees, literally needing a lot of money from the state to keep its lights on. And that is something that outer and the SAA, the SA Pilot Association wants to have declared, to say that during her tenure she had ensured that there was a lot of things that had gone wrong, and in letting it go wrong, that means that that's the delinquency part of which they want declared by the court here officially, so that, and if that is the case, if that happens, then there will be a lot of questions as to whether the number of years that she was the chairperson and how she got to be the chairperson, whether her competency was tested then. And that is something that I believe should there be a declaratory order against her, then there'll be a lot of questions to ask around how did she even manage to be to be at the helm of the SAA, and of course allegedly put it down to its knees, where now it needs billions of rands from Treasury in order for it to keep afloat and as well to even go by doing its own operations.
Pelane, before we let you go, I can see people are entering the court behind you. Is there any indication at all of Dudu Myeni's arrival today?
Well, today we've been here for the last 20 minutes or so, and maybe while I was looking at you, perhaps you would have you could let me know if you've seen her pass by behind me there. But definitely, I have not seen any side of her as yet. The high courts usually start around 10 o'clock, so perhaps we should also give her a bit more time, and we'll see at 10 o'clock whether she is in court. But that will be irrelevant of whether the court case would continue or not. The judge last time made it very clear that the trial has been delayed for far too long and it needs to get going. And whether she's here or not, her side of the story through her legal representations will be heard, and as well as OUTA and the SA Pilot Association will have a chance to put their side as well and balance the two. As you know, that how our judicial system works. The more you put in on the other side, and the more you are able to outweigh your opponent. And so I'm assuming that's what OUTA will be trying to do, and that's what Dudu Myeni will also be trying to do on the other side to see whether she can fight a delinquency order and at the same time be able to revive her career as chairperson, a director of a lot of companies, or even in those companies which she may own. And that's one thing that will be looking very closely. So for now, we're just going to go inside, also ask for permission to stream live so that we can keep you updated.
Absolutely. Let's leave it there. My colleague Pelane Phakgadi watching and monitoring the developments around Dudu Myeni's hearing. With or without her, the hearing resumes. Now,